Juggling a ton of things in your business is hard enough, but when you struggle with ADHD, some days can feel near impossible to get anything meaningful done. I know because this is something I struggle with every day. I'm always forgetting where I put files or what I've looked at. I feel scattered, I feel overwhelmed, and I have a really hard time planning things out. But the AI productivity tools that I'm gonna share with you today have really helped me find focus and reduce the overwhelm in running my business. And I divided them into 3 categories: tools for memory, for overwhelm, and for planning. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Rick Mulready, and for the past 11 years, I've run a multi-7-figure online business where I'm helping other online business owners scale and streamline their business. I run an AI community called the AI Playbook Premium Community over on School. It's for online businesses looking to streamline their business with AI so that they can become way more efficient and profitable in the process. I'll link to the community in the description below. So the first AI productivity tool that has really helped me remember things, because I'm always online and finding new things that I want to come back to later, it's called My Mind. I think I've talked about this tool many videos ago here on the channel, but My Mind is essentially a tool that helps you remember everything that you come across online. So My Mind solves the problem of when you're online and you come across a YouTube video or an article or whatever it might be that you want to come back to and watch later. My Mind makes it super easy to grab that piece of content, organizes it inside of My Mind. You can tag it, which I'll show you here in just a second, and you can easily go back to it and find it later inside of My Mind. So check out this video here by Ali Abdal. So let's just say that I want to come back to and watch this video later. I can just click on the orange plus button, which is the My Mind Chrome extension. I can click on this. You can see where it's saving to My Mind. I can add a specific tag. I can also note this video if I want to. Otherwise, I can just click below it. It's going to be saving to My Mind, and boom, it's inside there. So now I come into My Mind and here is that video. I don't know why it's naming it something different. Maybe Ali is testing different video titles for this one, but here it is here. I can click on it and I can watch the video right inside of My Mind if I want to, and I can take notes on it as well. Also, I can add additional tags or what have you. And then if I want to add it to what My Mind calls a space, it's basically like a folder. I can come down to the bottom right-hand corner here and click add to space, and I can add it to whatever space that I've already created. So let's just do videos to watch. And so now when I come back over here, you can see the spaces lined up on the top here. I can click this and I can go right back into it later on with all the different videos that I want to watch. The other thing here with the search is all I have to do is type in one little term and it will find all of the videos that talk about that term or have that term in it. And it doesn't matter how I've tagged the video. So let's just say I want to search on ChatGPT. Well, here's all the ChatGPT videos that I've saved over the last year and a half. And it's all right there on a quick search. So My Mind's really become my web clipper, and I've been using this now for probably 2 years, and I really love it. Now, there is one thing I wish that you could do in My Mind that you can't currently do, and that is I wish you could, quote, talk to your content in here. So for example, I wish I could talk to Ali's video there right within My Mind. So if there was like an AI chat feature, that would be super cool. Right now, you can't do that. I know you can do that sort of thing in other AI tools, but I'd love to see that within My Mind. 2 other things, it's very inexpensive. I think I pay like $6 a month for My Mind, which is awesome. And the mobile experience is super clean, super easy to navigate, just like the desktop feature. For this next AI productivity tool, it is a tool that we all know, but it's actually a feature within that tool that I find super helpful, and it really helps me remember a ton of things. It also can act as an ADHD coach if I wanted to. So that is the advanced voice mode inside of ChatGPT. You can get it on the desktop, but I love it on the mobile experience. So it's right here. So you click that and then you can start talking to ChatGPT. And why I love that is because whatever you're saying in the ChatGPT, it will show up transcribed inside your ChatGPT account. So not only is that cool, it's capturing your thoughts if you wanted to, but also you can chat back and forth with ChatGPT and really kind of talk through things that might be on your mind. So all you have to do is press that little button and wait until this little thing pops up on your screen and you can start talking about it. One thing with it is it will interrupt you. So tell it right off the bat, do not interrupt me. That will save you from, as you're flowing along and all of a sudden you pause for a second to think through something. If you pause and you don't tell it not to interrupt you, it will interrupt you and it can throw off your thoughts. So that is a little trick. Tell it not to interrupt you. And again, as you're talking, it's transcribing what you're saying in ChatGPT. So it's capturing your thoughts. It's a great way to remember things. Now, the limitation is it's not free. You do have to be a Plus or a Pro user. So minimum $20 a month to be able to use ChatGPT Plus in order to access advanced voice mode. This next AI tool, I gotta say, is probably my favorite of 2025 so far. And I started testing it out at the suggestion of a couple of our members of my AI Playbook Premium community. The tool is called Granola. Really cool name. And I love it. So for the longest time now, I've been using Fathom note-taking as part of my Zoom calls. So Fathom joins my calls, it transcribes the calls, it takes notes for me, it records the video, etc. Granola will join the call, but it doesn't join as a separate person on the call. So you won't know that it's on there. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I'll leave it up to you. But Granola is your note taker for calls. Now, the notes that it gives you is instantaneous. As soon as your call is done, the notes are there. The notes are the highest quality notes that I've seen from an AI transcriber yet, hands down. So it gives you great notes. As you can see here on the screen, and I'll show you an example here in just a second, but you can see here on the screen, this is sort of what the notes look like. Also, you can take notes within Granola during your Zoom call. It also connects with like Google Meet, etc. It solves the problem of having to take notes during your calls and having to have a detailed follow-up recap of your call. Granola does it in a matter of seconds as soon as the call is done. So this is an example of a Granola recap of a call I had recently, and couple of things I want to point out to you. So number one, over here on the right-hand side, this is where you can talk to the transcript of the call. So you can list action items, write follow-up email, you can list the Q&A, and then the shareability of your notes is super, super fast and easy. You can connect it to Slack, to your email, etc. And then again, you can ask questions to the transcript. Down the bottom here is another really cool feature I like about Granola, is that you can change the template of your call notes depending on what types of calls that you have. So if you have one-on-one calls or discovery calls with a new potential customer, or you have a weekly team meeting, et cetera, they have a whole bunch of templates that will organize your notes based on that template. The other thing too, like I mentioned before, it has the transcript right here. And so if you want to grab the transcript, it's all right there. And for the price, they give you a free trial up to 25 meetings for free, which is awesome. Then it becomes $18 per month, which is on par for most Zoom call note-taking apps. Now, here's the thing that you do need to be aware of. And so this is why I also record my calls in Zoom, because Granola does not record the actual video or the audio, just the transcript and the take the notes and the AI capabilities of talking to your transcript. So that's why I'm also recording the call inside of Zoom. So I now have the video recording and my notes from Granola. Great combination, which gives me great notes and the recording of the video. All right, now let's talk about AI productivity tools that can help with overwhelm, which, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, I struggle with every single day, and it's easy for me to get overwhelmed. This is not a new tool. You've heard of it before, and I have now come back to it after years of wanting to love it, and that is Notion. Look, I don't know what Notion did in late 2024 on the back end, but it is faster. There's less lag to it. And overall, it's just a better app. Maybe nothing changed and my perception of it changed, but I love it. And now I am full on using it. And how it helps me with my ADHD is two different things. Number one, obviously you can organize it however you want. Can it be overwhelming? Yes, it can be. However, you don't have to let it be overwhelming to you because you can keep it as simple as possible. You're looking at my dashboard here for everything that I'm doing in the business, and I keep it super, super simple. The other feature that I love about Notion is the Notion AI, where you can ask Notion AI to help you with anything. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. You do have to pay extra. It is an extra $10 a month to access the AI within Notion, but it's totally worth it, at least for me. So I can come down here and I can ask anything. It's even better when you connect Notion with Google Drive and Slack if you use both of those. And you can search all of those, which allows you to not only search Notion, but it'll help you search Slack and Google Drive all from within Notion here. If you're like, oh, I know I created a document 2 weeks ago talking about whatever topic, but I don't remember where it is, you can come in here and type in whatever the content is that you're looking for, and it will come up in the search results here. And it also gives you a whole bunch of pre-made options that you can do with the AI within Notion. The other thing that you can do in here, if you're like, I don't want to even set up my own template like you've done, Rick, here. That dashboard, by the way, is just something that I put together. They have a whole bunch of templates, free templates. You can come in here and search ADHD, and you can see all the different options that come up. And so you can go through and start looking at these templates and see if anything resonates with you. A lot of these are free, which is really, really cool. I know that Notion is often talked about a tool that is really overwhelming, but again, I think that you can make it as simple as you want it to be and have it act as sort of a catch-all for everything that you're working on in terms of content, capturing things, a planner, whatever it is that you want it to act as, and the great search functionality with Notion AI. The next tool I want to share with you, super cool, really going to help you with your overwhelm. As I mentioned earlier, I have a hard time planning things. And so when I have a big project, thinking about the entire project is really overwhelming to me. Well, this next tool really helps with that. It's called Magic To Do. Goblin.tools is the website, and Goblin Tools has a whole bunch of different tools here. So I'll show you what this can do. So we're in the website right now. And what you do is you put your to-do item here in the field. So let's just say that I want to create a webinar that I'm going to give to my email list. So I'm going to say create a webinar for email list. So I'm going to capture that. Well, that's not really exciting, right? But what's really cool about it is now I can use the AI here within Magic To Do to create automatically all the subtasks that go into creating a webinar. So all I have to do here is come over into the magic little potion here, the magic wand, and I can click on break the item down. And now it's going to create an entire sub list of tasks that go into creating a webinar for my email list. So it gives you an entire checklist here. Define the topic of the webinar, determine the target audience, blah, blah, blah. And for each one of these, then you can also, if you want to, create subtasks out of the subtasks. So let's just say I want to break that item down even further. Here we go. So we started with create a webinar for my email list. It's broken it out into a whole bunch of different steps. And it's also broken out, if I want to, into subtasks of the subtasks. So now I have this complete project plan done for me in like 90 seconds. The other feature that I love about Magic To Do is once I have my list of subtasks, I can come down here and I can estimate the time it will take for each one of these tasks. So as you can see here, it's just assigned an amount of time for each one of these tasks. I think these are pretty long. Especially for research trending topics relevant to the audience. It says 2 hours. Well, if you watch my previous video here in the channel, I talked about research that you can do in a matter of minutes. So you can go through here and adjust this if you want, but you now have a complete project plan done for you in a matter of minutes. Magic To Do is totally free to use, which is super cool. They do have a Patreon link at the top. So if you want to support them, you can certainly do that. One limitation, and heck, I mean, it's totally free, right? But one limitation, I wish that it exported directly to more tools. Right now, it'll export to Todoist or to an iCal file. But again, you can copy it and bring it over into your specific project management tool. Like I could bring this over into Notion, for example, and now I have a complete project plan created for me and in my project management tool in a matter of minutes. The next tool I use to help with my overwhelm is called Saner.ai. Saner.ai is an AI productivity assistant for people with ADHD. When I learned about this, I was really excited to check it out because of the fact that it is specifically for people with ADHD. Of course, you don't have to have ADHD to use it, but it is super, super helpful. As you can see here, it automatically organizes, prioritizes, and synthesizes insights in your notes and your tasks. Let's go take a look at it. So here we are inside of Saner. As you can see, it's a very simple and clean UI. You click the add button here. You can do add a note, add a task. You can import from outside of Saner, or you can connect to things like your Gmail, your Google Calendar, Slack, etc., and Google Drive. Now, if I want to add a note, it's very similar to, say, Notion in the sense of it looks the same, number one, and then you can do a / and you have a menu that pops up. Also, a cool feature in here is that you can convert speech to text right within the note. So this is where you can take any notes that you have, or you can copy and paste notes or documents from other places. The AI will auto tag things if you want as you're doing it, and it will be creating that knowledge source for you right here within where it says knowledge, where it'll create folders. You can create folders, tags, etc., making it really, really easy to search. Now, the next thing I want to show you is if you want to add a task here. And so let's just say I want to add a task in like the other example I share with you in Magic To Do. Let's just say that create webinar slides for email list. So what I can do here is I can click on a set reminder. I can set the due date, et cetera, et cetera. I can also add a voice note if I want to. So I'll click on add, and it'll now be added to my task list. So what I can do with this is I can start talking to that specific task if I want to with the AI. So let's just say, can you create a sub task list for my task? So as you can see here, it just broke the create webinar for email list down into 10 different tasks. So I can save it to my notes, and then within my notes, I can start adding my own content to it or my own research to it right within the notes. And it's easily searchable because of the search functionality with the AI and the tagging and so forth right here within Saner. Also, you've got the AI where you can ask questions about your content as well. Now, there are two things I don't love about Saner. Number one is I actually don't think it's super intuitive. I wish that it made things a lot easier, especially in terms of, for example, the example we just looked at, where we had a task, we asked the AI to create the subtasks. I wish it were easier to move it over into the main task. So it does take some getting used to. I think they're still evolving in terms of the functionality within the tool. The other thing is the price. Now, they do have a free version, as you can see here on the screen, but if you want to, if you're going to be using Saner pretty regularly, you are going to want to be getting the unlimited AI messages and so forth. It's $20 a month. So I do think it's a little bit expensive, honestly, for the tool, but I'm excited to see where Saner goes with the functionality and the ease of use. For this last AI tool, this is the tool that helps me with my planning. And trust me when I say I've tried all the AI planners out there, and Trevor AI is the planning tool that is most helpful for me. And again, I've tried a lot of different tools out there. So what I love about Trevor is that the built-in AI learns your habits over time. So you can give it information about how you work, like your time blocking, et cetera, and then Trevor will learn about that and also how you plan your day. Again, the AI is getting smarter and smarter and smarter, and it will absolutely help you plan your calendar so that you are most effective during the times of day when your brain is most effective. So here we are inside of Trevor, and as you can see here, it's got a pretty clean UI, which I really like, and it will walk you through a basic setup checklist, which I really like. So it's step-by-step, keeps me from getting overwhelmed when learning this tool. So let's just say that I want to schedule a new task. So coffee with Pat. So I can come down here and I can put it within a folder or basically a hashtag of the types of tasks that I'm doing or project, or I can just click on add and it will show up in my inbox up here. Now, the cool thing is, and this is where the AI comes in, is I can add it to my scheduling queue. And as you can see here, it says adds the task to Trevor's AI scheduling queue. They're then shown as scheduling suggestions in the timeline. So basically what it's going to do it's going to suggest a time and day for this specific task based on what the AI has learned about me and my actions within my calendar and the parameters that I have given it. So I'll show you that here in just a second. But if I want to add to the scheduling queue, it showed up on Monday the 20th and it put it in here at 11 a.m. Now I want to take you over to the account settings, which is where you'd set up your preferences. So I come into account settings here. I'm just using the free version for right now, but this is where you start to personalize your Trevor. So you can do your scheduling hours. You can put in your scheduling blocks and stuff like that when you want to get things done. All that's pretty basic, right? But the smart scheduling behavior is really where Trevor starts to separate itself from other tools out there. So you set these things up based on however you work best. And then you can come down here and give Trevor AI personal context about you. And this is where the AI starts to learn about you so that it can be your calendaring assistant. And it is really, really smart putting things into your calendar where it feels like you're going to be most effective for that type of task. And as you can see here, it says LLM powered features include the 5-step action plan for tasks, start my day emails, scheduling suggestions, and more. When I started testing this out, I got the start my day email and it was really good. It had everything broken down, exactly what I need to do that day. And it was super helpful. And the other cool thing about Trevor is it's super inexpensive. So if you look at other tools like Sunsama and other tools, I think where they're like $20 or $30 per month, Trevor is, if you do a yearly plan, it's $5 a month. And if you do a monthly plan, I think it's $6 a month. So it's really inexpensive, which is a huge bonus for such a cool tool. All right, hope you found these AI productivity tools helpful, especially if you struggle with ADHD like I do. These have been a game changer for me in helping me focus, overcome overwhelm, and really remember everything that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis inside my business. If you're an online business owner and you're looking to leverage AI so that you can work less in your business and profit more, I want to invite you to join me inside my AI Playbook Premium School community. I'll link to it in the description below. Thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.